Mass murders, they putting it on the news. Devil lurking, he running up in schools. Babylon forming, better get the foreman. Hide deep in the cave, this our last warning. I can't run now, God need mortars. Been trying to calm down since I got the orders. Name on the dotted line, nobody forged it. I'm on the front line, like David orders. I gave my whole life to his ministry. I'm dying every day till they finish me. Who knows what the wicked wanna do to me? I just pay attention how he using me. I'm a freedom fighter, Christ magnifier. Share seeds every day, watch him multiply it. Devil plant one seed, now we so divided. We don't kill that one seed, now we homicidal. Brother hate his brother from a dark place, but he smile in his face, man, he's so fake. I used to act slow like I ain't understand. Now I love to show that I understand. I don't need a poker face, show my whole hand. Killing everything fake in my whole land. I'm not the same man that I used to be. Something clicked inside, I see he using me. Write it down, make it plain like a eulogy. I got purpose in my life, you ain't fooling me. I don't trust any man with my whole heart. So I made up my mind to play the right part. No favoritism, this my exorcism. Hang myself on the cross like a crucifixion. Kill our religion and everything in it. Saw the veil rip, religion finished. Religion needs you, God wants you. Religion need bread, God is food. I ate his flesh, drunk his blood like a vampire. Now I'm on the greater things like the Messiah. If I keep it real, man, I'm still a liar. Used to worship on the hill, shouting around the fires. Now I cry when I'm alone, cause my soul tired. She been crying every day from my soul ties. A lot of people tied up to their alibis. Can't change a narrative built on lies. Good evening, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. Thank y'all for joining us tonight for another Free Man's Journey podcast. Our Friday night, we've been doing the last few weeks here. And tonight we're going to be talking about what moves a man. I'm really excited about this topic. And as always, I'm bringing in our fellow brethren here on Zoom. What's up, my brothers? How y'all doing?
What's up, my brother? How you doing today?
Pretty
What's
good.
going on?
All right. Everything good, man. So y'all know what we talking about tonight, but y'all haven't had any intro or anything like that to actually how we going to get into this topic. What moves a man. So what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to throw it out there. And for TikTok, you guys too, Facebook, YouTube, give me the top 3 things that y'all think moves a man in life. The top 3. Yeah, she said men study. You might get a Jew for your son, sis. You know, definitely. What's the top 3 things y'all think, brothers? You know what I'm saying? That moves a man by being a man.
Respect.
Family. Yeah.
Respect, family.
Respect. Dignity.
Respect.
Yeah.
Thank Victory said it. Women. Straight up. Straight up. Women. That's one of them. That's one of the top 3. What was another one you said? Money.
Desire for success.
Money, which is success. You know, that's what men equate success to. Money, women, and what else? What was some of the other ones y'all said?
Family, respect, dignity.
Okay. Family, respect, dignity.
I think respect is a big one, or what we perceive as respect.
Yeah, respect is a big one. Power.
Personal goals,
emotions, yeah. All that's wrapped up in the money and the women and stuff. Our emotions. So so when we thinking about this, we got to actually like go to the heart of this, because as men of God, we just said the reality. We are actually moved by these particular things, right? In this country, why do y'all think most people go to the military?
For money. For money.
That's right. Benefits. You know, I do 20 years. Most people approach it from that place. So watch what I'm about to do. Very few men, listen to what I'm about to say, are moved by a noble, honorable cause. Who heard what I just said?
That's right.
We just named a lot. And if you notice what I just said, which is that most honorable thing, but most men are moved by money, women, and respect, and all these kind of things. They're moved by those things. Very few men. That's why the men who are moved by a noble, honorable cause always stand out. Y'all hear what I just said? Why do we remember people like Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, the Marcus Garveys, the Jesuses, the Gandhis? Why do we remember those people, y'all?
Because the usual. Go ahead, bro.
Oh, my bad. They stood for something.
Oh, so these people are long gone, except Jesus, right? And we still be talking about them. But when we talk about them, we don't never talk about their money, their wife. Y'all hear where I'm going?
Yeah.
We never talk about how much money they had, who their wives was, or anything of that, with the house they stayed in. Right? Y'all getting it now?
That's right.
All right. So now I'm about to do a rewind real quick. Think about when we were children, real quick. Just think about this for real quick. Think about when we were children. What actually moved you when you were a child?
Family. You know what I'm saying? Family moves you, having fun, like, having this carefree mindset, you know what I'm saying? And you didn't really have a lot of these things that bog us down today as adults and as men. So you moved a little bit more naturally in terms of how we should be operating. You didn't have all of these things distracting. You didn't have all of these things pulling at you.
Right. So you just did something a while ago. You said call your daughter in, right? And you said tell them what we doing tomorrow, right? Right. And she's like, oh, we going to the mall, right? For instance.
Yep.
So watch what I'm about to do with this. If I go and tell my child right now, let's play hide and seek. Huh?
They're gonna jump for joy.
Right? Let's go play hide and seek. What they gonna be like?
And be excited. Let's get it.
Amped up.
So what moved us when we were young was this one word. It's called adventure. This one word is what moved us when we were young, is adventure. If I say, let's go ride bikes. Y'all hearing what I'm saying now?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Adventure moved us when we were little. But watch where I'm about to go with this. We just said everything that moves us when you hear where I'm going, bro?
We said what moves us as men is the desires of our heart, no adventure. And one thing that kept the adventure thing intriguing to us as children was imagination. We had vivid imaginations of the adventure that we're about to embark on.
That's right.
We lose that as we become adults, especially as men.
Most definitely. Huh? I didn't hear you. Who said it?
No, I said, yep.
So one word moved us as a child, and I guarantee you, if you go tell children right now, let's do something fun, are they gonna be like, nah, I'm tired? Who does that?
Adults.
So how hard is it for God to get adults to move?
Very hard.
Oh, I hope everybody's hearing this tonight. So what does God present to us when he comes to us? Money, women, respect, power.
A chance to go on this adventure.
A chance to go on an adventure with him. Who heard what I just said?
Yeah.
But what moves men, us, and we're pointing at ourselves, right? It's money, women, whatever all the other stuff we said, right? And none of that was adventure. Even when you take a break from work and go on a vacation, it's still not an adventure for real.
Not at all.
Oh, we're gonna go somewhere tonight. So watch this. God comes in and say, I want you, I came to pick you, and you're gonna go out and you're gonna do these things, and I'm taking you from slavery to promised lands. I'm taking you from here, you're gonna go speak to people. I'm taking you to go and you're gonna talk to kings and all this kind of, you see how God do this thing, bro?
Mm-hmm.
That is not appealing to a man.
Correct.
Yeah, that's not appealing to a man. You know, one of the worst things that can happen is that when you get the money and the women and the house and the car, you ride around empty.
Don't
Very
mean
empty.
What'd you say, bro?
I said don't mean nothing. When you get it all, and
You
it
empty.
don't mean nothing at all, bro.
And you empty inside.
And you know what's crazy is even when you feel that emptiness, instead of trying to dig and deep and investigate why you feel empty, you still try to fill that void with more and more things, more money, more women, more respect.
Looking for those things.
Yeah.
So this is being presented this way because we're out of whack. I said something before we got on here. I said, y'all know it's okay to be a man still, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And not just one inside. Not just like, not just inside, but it's okay to express your manhood. It's okay to build things. It's okay to be adventurous for the kingdom. It's okay. Because watch this. Once a man is moved by those things, how hard is it now for him to live a life? Let's just be real, because we tell the truth. How hard is it now to live a life filled with the adventures of God if a man have been moved by all those other things?
Very difficult. You're distracted. You are overcome by the want to always get these things. So you set your desire on these things. You set your goal on these things. You set your level of success on how many of these things you have. And let's keep it real. How we view men as men, with the man with the bag, the man with the ladies, the man with this, the man with that. And that is more, they're more respectable, more acceptable, more listened to than someone ready to take that adventure or submit themselves to do the will of God.
That's facts.
That's right. It's funny that our biggest struggle when God meets us, right? Okay, forget what I asked. What I'm going to say. What is our biggest struggle when God meets us?
Our
Go
ahead, bro.
What came to mind is a lot of those things that we named. That's physical things that we can actually touch and put our hands on. A lot of the stuff that God is presenting to us. Of course, that's where the imagination part of it comes. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of stuff that you have to use your imagination to kind of see, because sometimes it may not be in front of you.
All right, let me go back a little bit. So when God comes and meet us, just say we have money, wife, kids, houses, all these kind of things, right? And God comes and meet us. The question now is, what's the biggest struggle?
To let those things go.
Yeah,
Put those things to the side and rearrange your priorities to say, all right, I'm gonna drop money from, so we got our top 3 like we started at the beginning.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna rearrange these things and put God at the top. That's the hardest thing for us to do.
Oh,
because when I move God to the top, what about my money? If I move God to the top, what about my women? If I move God to the top, how are people going to respect me? How are people going to look at me?
This is why it's so hard to follow him by faith. This is why, because everything that you have obtained, right, as men, because if you just think about the rich young ruler. If he just started giving his stuff, just say he had money, women, respect, power, and all this. For God to say, all right, give up all that and then come follow me. Like, think about his mindset now. And what he's thinking other people may see him as now. That matters to us a lot too in this country. Because That's one of the biggest things. It's like
Mhm.
because now someone can flip a scripture on you, right? They can say,
Mhm.
oh man, you start building and you couldn't finish.
Mhm.
Didn't you say you was gonna blah 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 and you never see? That's the biggest struggle now.
Mhm.
That's why I love that we have these stories of the men, because there's millions of men that came out of slavery. Right? There's or hundreds of thousands of men. There's many people that have existed, but we only get a few that stand out over the course of time. And we talk about them through history. When someone has a noble, honorable, worthy cause that they're fighting for, and that's moving them, they stand out more than the people that's blending in
That's right.
to get the money, to get.
That's
All right. I'm gonna go somewhere real quick. So I was at the skating rink last night, right, bro? And I'm at the skating rink. And so how big is a skating rink floor? About 1,000 square feet, 2,000 square feet, let's just say, or
Mhm.
whatever. So as I'm there, I was sitting on the sidelines for a moment, and then I just know it was like my eyes just went to the floor. What do people do at a roller on the floor?
skate around.
Skate around what?
Skate around the floor, skate around like in a circle.
Yeah, where they going?
Oh, they ain't going nowhere.
So this 2,000 square foot vicinity is the enjoyment. It's the fun. It's life. It's life for this moment.
Correct.
And guess what? When I'm rolling around, I feel good.
Mm.
All right. Right. So as I'm looking, things that started getting broken down to me in just general. Watch where I'm about to go. So when you take a step back, you realize, man, we just going around in a circle. Some of us going faster than others. Some of us, we're skating backwards. Some of us but we all on the 2,000 square foot arena going back around and around and around and around for 2-3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, we're not
Not
going
going
anywhere.
Standing still.
Huh?
I said standing still, not going nowhere.
Yeah, it's gonna get deeper in a second.
If to dig into that a little bit, don't want to go too fast, but you can lose sight of because of the distance you're traveling. You add all of this distance up. If you have your Apple Watch on or your Fitbit and you traveling this long distance, so subconsciously you feel like you're making strides. You feel like you're going somewhere, and you ain't going nowhere. You're spinning your tires.
You're just enjoying your contained space.
You're enjoying your contained space. Is that a true adventure?
Oh no.
Oh, huh, bro. We're about to get. Let's watch this. So in this country, we like sports, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is the point of sports?
Entertainment.
No. Let's go back a little bit. Okay, there's a football field, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a clock.
It's competition.
We're gonna keep going. Listen to watch this.
Gotcha. Go ahead.
There's a football field. There's a clock. There's a team over here and a team over here, but there's only 100-yard field right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And no matter, both teams are trying to do the exact same thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
In this little space. So I need to go down here and score a touchdown. And then you score a touchdown. I kick a field goal. You kick a field goal. We do this until when?
The time runs out.
Until the time runs out. What's the point of it?
To see who's the better team.
Listen to what I'm here. All right.
There is no point.
Thank you. So there's a soccer ball on a field. Y'all hear where I'm going? There's a soccer ball on the field and there's a timer. And in this space, we put people on there and we kick the ball back and forth until the time run out. Y'all hearing where I'm going? There's a racket in my hand and a little ball, and I hit it back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all hearing where I'm going with all this stuff?
Yep.
So we are moved by all these things that are what?
Pointless.
How much of when you're watching it, how much of an adventure are you going on?
0.
But the same with the skating rink, you have people that are enjoying it more than other people. They're crazy more. Yeah. But at the
Mhm.
end of it all, when the score is, I mean, the timer says 0-0-0, I walk away from there feeling whatever emotion I feel, whether my team won or lost. And within a day or so,
It's all over. Back to normal.
Oh, I get the
forgot
wait a
about it.
second, my bad. Monday. I get to brag about it on Monday when I'm at work. We get to pointlessly talk about it.
Mhm.
We our little 5% land have set up so many pointless things that we what?
Hmm.
We enjoy and it moves. Who can hear me now?
Yep.
And it moves me. But if I ask all those people that's doing all those things, that's pointless, right? To let's all stand up for a noble, honorable, worthy cause. Who just heard me?
They'll tell you that's pointless.
They'll say that's pointless, bro.
Yeah, because once it goes back to the earlier example that you gave about what if God approaches us and we got all of these things going on. So you approach the people with that mindset. What do you mean worthy cause? I'm trying to watch this game. You ever seen like people who get frustrated? We don't have to get into specifics when politics and other issues start to bleed into sports.
Yeah.
And like, keep that out of sports, man. I just want to watch the game.
Yeah.
I just want to be distracted with this pointless activity. Leave me alone.
Or they say, I'm just trying to have a break in life and watch this game.
Now watch this, what I'm about to do. So in our community, let's just say in our community, right? The communities we grew up in, impoverished community, what is highlighted to young men to do?
Oh,
huh?
Play sports.
Make money.
Sports.
Get
Yeah.
All right, sports is highlighted to our young men. And we
Mhm.
think, which we can argue about that, we think it's to instill all these values, all this discipline, all yeah, come on,
Mhm.
man.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
All this discipline. What is the point of physical discipline if you don't have spiritual discipline?
That's a fact.
What's the point of it? What's the
Mhm.
point? So what?
Pointless.
Go ahead. My bad. I'll be going, boy.
No,
about to
I
go.
was just saying it's pointless. Keep it going, bro.
Right. So we have slapped hands with the whatever the athletic system is and said, yeah, put them in that. That'll be good for them. Because I'm not a noble, honorable, worthy
Mhm.
individual to give the children a noble, worthy,
Yeah, I'm just passing on. I'm just passing on my pointlessness, my foolishness on to the next generation.
I'm gonna just keep passing this pointlessness on, right?
Mhm.
So think about what's being said and what actually moves us, and how hard it is to be unmoved by it now. Let's just talk as men real quick. Let's just talk for a second. Once your virginity is broken, y'all know what I mean?
Yep.
Once you have that first time, right? Now you're moved to do it how many times?
As many times as you can.
How you can get it in?
You start shooting blanks. Going blind now.
Yeah, y'all understand what I'm saying though?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So once that well is opened up, that flood is opened up, there's look, I'm so moved by it that even as a man, when someone's trying to help me to reprogram my mind, I love that pleasure. I love that the lady on the video screen so much that it moves me. So to be unmoved by it is almost impossible.
That is correct.
So if I see something, a picture, I have whatever picture online or something, right? It moves me. But if all my life I've lived an honorable, noble, worthy cause of a type of life, I'm not moved, because now what moves me is a wise woman, a virtuous woman, because someone taught me that that is the one.
That's the problem. Yeah.
Everybody hearing it now, right?
You've been taught, you've been instructed on the true value of what that is. Our values are swapped. So you got all of this value in things that are pointless, that are empty, that are, you know what I'm saying? And so when you come across something with true value, you can give someone or offer someone a 2023, 2024 Mercedes
Mm-hmm.
and park it right next to a 1965 Classic that's worth $250,000. Which one you think they pick?
The Mercedes.
Because our value, our absolutely.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What you saying? Our value? What?
Our values are swapped. So we don't understand what true value is. So only a small group of people be like, man, that's a $250,000 Chevelle over there.
That's
I can
right.
buy 3 Benzes with that.
That's right. It's so many pointless things that have been set up, right? So many that it's so hard not to be moved by things that's not pointless. It's so many things set up. So I'm moved by it. It's all around me. Pointlessness is all around me. Now watch this. This is what I want to do when I meet God. Let me show y'all how jacked up we are in our mindset. Everything that's pointless now, we want to inject God in it, like he started it. Y'all got.
Hey, are you talking that talk?
We want to inject. See, God ain't come to Moses and be like, look, I want you to go back and become a brick worker with them. Go and lay bricks with them. And then when you're laying bricks, try to throw a little bit of seasoning of the gospel in there to them.
Mm.
Huh? Who can hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Y'all see what we done did?
Yep.
Yeah.
That ain't even the gospel, though. It's the gospel like, man, I'm coming to you and I got a mission. I got an adventure. I don't need you to go and play spy all the time. I need you to actually, the righteous are bold as lions. I need you to step. I need you to stand. I need you to say what I want you to say when I want you to say it. But if you playing this little, do the hokey pokey, turn yourself around, jump in, jump out, all this stuff, you don't water down what it is to be a man of God.
That's right.
Because now I'm going to go be a part of something and think I can twist the heart. You can't twist nobody's heart to love God. You got to be true to whatever God has moved you to do.
That's like one of the disciples saying, no, Jesus, I'm going to stay on this boat and I'm going to try to give them a little of that gospel while I'm selling them this fish.
I'm going to stay on this boat and I'm going to try to give them a little bit of this gospel while I'm catching this fish. Yo, that's not... Y'all hear? Okay, I'm going to slow down. Man, we got it, though?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It's so many pointless things moving us, fellas. And people, everybody that's listening, TikTok, I see y'all. Peace, grace, and love. Y'all know what it is. It's so many pointless things that's moving us that it's so hard not to just go 100% after what God is saying.
Mm-hmm.
Because to go 100% means everything that moves me may have to die or cease to exist in my life. Ooh, but I say with my mouth, whatever your will is, Lord, whatever your will is. Now, he done told you his will.
Yep.
He said, unless a man loses, you ain't gaining nothing up here, buddy.
That's a fact. Unless
you're willing to lose everything, you can't gain nothing. I was having a talk with somebody earlier. And this, where the conversation went here, it was like we was talking about work. And you know what I'm saying? 401ks, pensions, and all these kind of things. And the person didn't have a child, right? And I said, well, what's the point? What's the point? Like, even Solomon said, I've labored and toiled under the sun, and who knows the type of man or person I have to leave it back to? Who knows if he will be wise or foolish? And guess what we found out when he died? His son was foolish, Rehoboam. I've toiled and I labored. And you know what? He got to the end of his life. He realized this. He said, man, what I can tell y'all this, all the days of my life, keep all the commands of God.
Mm.
I've saw what it is to be foolish, and I've seen what it is to be wise. And what I can tell you, keep the commands of God. That's what he say, victory. It's all vanity. So we live vain lives because we think we missing out on something. Hey, fellas, every time we do men's trips and different trips like that, are we missing out on anything?
Not at all. You ain't worried about it.
We ain't worried
Not
about
at all.
bro. Ain't no social nothing there. It's the social or what we got going on. We're not missing out. But watch this. Let's keep it real. When we go back to the system, what happens?
Oh, it go back to normal. You might even, if you're not careful, you go start to try to go backtrack and go look back up at what you missed while you were gone.
Come on, man.
That's crazy. Yeah.
We won't even know what's going on if we stay on the mission, the adventure that God has us on. Y'all getting it now? What moves a man is what we talking about tonight. All right, I'm gonna slow down a little bit. Y'all got any questions or anything y'all want to add? Just let me know. I because I don't want to just keep going. So I want to hear from you fellas, man. What are y'all hearing? What are y'all getting, bro?
If we're not cognizant of who we are really called to be, stop, you know what I'm saying? Like straight up and down, no cut, who we really being called to be, man, we'll fool ourselves because a lot of these things, like think about everything we described so far. We didn't describe anything negative or wrong in the eyes of this country. What moves us? Family. We didn't get into drugs. We didn't get into the streets. We didn't get into all of these negative things. So in our mind, oh man, I got my family on my mind. I'm worrying about my kids. You know what I'm saying? I'm worrying about this 401k. I'm worrying about getting up, going, I got to go to work in the morning. God, you need me to do what? Yeah, I'll do that when I get off. You don't even think these things are wrong because you're living a legal lifestyle. You treat people bad. You don't treat people bad. You give money to the homeless man on the corner. You hold the door open for the women at the store. You don't view these things as stumbling blocks or things that is causing you to miss out on the adventure.
That's right.
So when you're in that skating ring and you're going around, man, that music playing, you smell that popcorn and kids, you done laugh, somebody fell, you laughing. You know what I'm saying? You got people going backwards. You got sitting in the line of skaters. This is an enjoyable moment. You losing sight. I've been going around this circle for an hour. You ever seen a football play when the guy's running around? You got 100 yards to touch. He's
heading around backwards.
He's running around. Yeah. You didn't travel 200 yards to the destination. You don't because your goal is touchdown. You don't your goal. You know what I'm saying? So whatever we set our minds to, whatever we set our desires of our hearts to, that will be a target that we're trying to attain. If we're not careful, we'll put stuff up there ahead of God, and it won't feel wrong. It won't feel that you don't feel like you're off mission. Watch this. It might even feel like you're on an adventure. You're convincing yourself that you're doing something meaningful and that it ain't pointless.
Come on, man. And you know what? Self-deception is the greatest deception. That's the greatest one. Go ahead, bro.
I was just about to piggyback, like he was saying, like running around and stuff. It can get to the point where you can hear so many people like, hey, that was a great play. That you feel like you always gotta, you know what I'm saying, do extra. You know what I mean? Instead of just going straight north and south.
It's these messages are not easy as God give them to me to share, but I realize why. Like it says, if you hold to the truth, just by hearing truth tonight, don't set people free. There's an actual process of freedom. You actually have to. What did the slaves have to do to get free?
Change the mindset.
Watch how simple this is. What did the slaves have to do to get free?
Just go.
Just what?
Just go.
No, watch this. Yeah, just go. But watch this. Hey, here's some gold, guys. Here's some of our finest things in the land. Y'all take some cattle with you. All they have to do is just get the stuff and walk to the promised land. Who heard what I said? That's it. God did all the miracles. He did everything that he needed to do to just get them to walk in freedom. Watch this. To walk in freedom, right? But to be sustained, staying free, this had to catch up with your legs. So you can even start out with God on the mission. But if this don't catch up, the way you think don't catch up, you'll never see the promised land. All you have to do is walk with him and keep on, watch this, and keep your mind. He keeps him in perfect peace, whose mind is fixed.
It's on him.
So all I got to do is keep on walking and let him keep changing my mind. Like, oh man, I can't wait to get to that promised land. They said, I can't wait to go back because this is hard. It's tough out here.
Yeah, they wanted to go back and watch that football game.
You know, our weekends are sold up. And you know, he did a great job because he give us something. And I ain't talking about God. I ain't talking about Yahweh, the Most High on the throne. He did a great job by setting it up year round for this country. Yeah, sports year round.
That's a fact.
You may get 2 weeks off. Who heard what I just said?
Ain't no more weeks off now.
And look, and it's funny because just as as a sports person, I love sports. And those 2 weeks you going crazy. Like, man, ain't nothing on.
Ain't nothing on. Yeah, ain't nothing on. Y'all hearing it? This is what moves us. So when we're moved by this, guess what it takes away from? The time we can begin our mind right to walk with him. The time it takes to really get to know him. The time it takes to be in close proximity to his thought process.
That's for real.
I'm just a brother pointing out these things. That's it. So when we get so watch this. As we're moved by that, we're now more unmoved by spiritual things. It's a struggle now. Spiritual things become a struggle. But if you've been living a noble, honorable, worthy life or has a cause attached to it, it's almost like you don't need to do what all the normal believing people do. Normal believing people need a daily devotion. Normal believing people need worship, music. Y'all hearing it? Y'all think it was Jesus had a band when he go to the wilderness, a band, with the guitars and all this, and when he's ready to connect to the Father.
Not at all. Not at all.
Right. So what happens is when you've been walking with God, you go to mountains. Right? You go on a mountain with him. What happens when you're walking with God? It's like he tell you, hey, go on that over there, bring the people over there. When you walking with God, oh, do this right now. When you walking with God, see, that's constant communication.
Yep.
But if I have been moved by all these pointless things, I need daily devotions. I need a word. I need who hearing what I'm saying?
You need mood setters. You know what I'm saying? You need mood setters. You have we were talking about this the other day. Like you throw your earbuds in at the gym, you need that certain type of music. You have people that cannot work out with that music. But what think about someone who has a physical fit, I'm going to stay healthy mentality. I don't need no music. I don't need no motivation. My mind is focused on keeping my body clean. My mind is focused on keeping this weight down. So I don't need to get these. I don't need to get in these moods. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why
the other day you cut that music on when you with your significant other.
That's right.
You know what
that R&B.
Like,
yeah. Let's get it on.
These tone setters.
tone setters, mood setters, soundtrack to life, right? But like I said, now watch this. I'm not even saying these things are bad, but what I said is that you become dependent on them
there you
because
go.
you don't have a true connection you don't sit at his feet. So now I need music to get something. I need something to feel something. I need these things to make me feel like I'm close. Y'all got to hear the words I'm choosing to make me feel like I'm close. So so until a man gets and watch this, he gets a noble, worthy cause that he fights for. He's starting to teach people around him. He's starting to teach his community. He's starting to do all these kind of things. He's not living yet, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
He's finding ways and excuses not to be 100% committed to the cause. You know what? That's why I love groups. I'm not going to name any groups, but I love groups that sprouted up and had to be taken down. They had to be taken down because they decided that I'm living for a noble, worthy cause to free people.
That's right. You were talking about Malcolm X earlier.
Malcolm X, Martin Luther, the Panthers.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All these things.
These guys, Fred Hampton and your Martin Luther Kings and these guys were not going to be moved, weren't going to be distracted. Were they perfect? Absolutely not.
No.
They slipped? Absolutely. But the focus, the drive, Malcolm's drive was so strong that the people that taught him went on it as much as he was on it.
That's right. He surpassed them. It's a psalm in the Bible that talks about when the mentee passes the mentor. Yeah, it talks about it. When the student surpasses the teacher. And guess what? It's if you're a real teacher, you want that. But since he wasn't a real teacher, he couldn't handle that.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't moved by what he was moved by. So we're just having this dialogue. Think about the dialogue we're having. And can we ask ourselves, am I living for a noble, honorable, worthy cause that keeps me at my Father's feet, that keeps me attached to his heart all the time? Or if not, I'm gonna just throw events at my loved ones. Oh, we're gonna go and see the biggest clown in the world. Oh, great. We're gonna travel to see a bunch of machines in Old Town, Florida.
Yep.
Great job. Yay. This is the best thing ever. Now I'm just giving them events. Trying to create memories when actually I should be instilling the spiritual things in them that sustains them to have wisdom, understanding, and knowledge all the days of their life. Mottos don't work. Lifestyle.
So it's like being connected to God, the light already shining. You don't have to go turn the light switch on for your light to shine. You ain't gotta plug it in a hole in the wall for your light to shine. You're already connected already.
Connected to the source.
You gotta be, and you gotta be willing to take the blows in the moments. The greatest lessons I've learned was being married and having to tell truth. Like me and my wife been having to tell each other the truth to grow. Not the truth to demolish or diminish each other, to grow. Those are the hardest things because you know what you're up against? How that person thinks already. Y'all heard what I just said? You're actually up against it. And you know it. Watch this. You know it. The Spirit has already let you know what you're up against. You're up against flesh. So we'll say the scripture, we don't wrestle against flesh and blood, but spirits and all this stuff. But do you know what that looks like to live it out and have to be bold enough to say these things and all these kind of things to the person that you want to grow, that in this moment, maybe they don't want to hear it. So you know what we do? Here we go. Yeah, it's so funny, like the way we think about the gospel. We think because we speak words from the Bible, people are supposed to respond to it. in a great way.
That's a fact.
We think because it's like, oh, you got to be teaching that raw truth. You got to be teaching that word. And that's how people get changed. That, you know, well, why didn't most of the people get changed with Jesus? Huh? Why they want to throw them off cliffs? Who
Because
cares?
many are called. You know, it's. You ever heard the especially those of us from the South heard the term, you wanted something to eat, and your parents said, or your grandmama said, I'm gonna give you something, you need something to stick to your ribs.
Yeah, that stick to
So
you.
what they're telling you is, without even saying it, is you have options. You can go eat this food that's no substance, that ain't going, but I'm trying to give you something that's gonna keep you full all day. Right?
Yep.
And so going back to what you were saying earlier about we battle not with flesh and blood, but we don't really. If I told you, hey man, you're not fighting that group of people over there, you're not even looking to fight them. You're not getting defensive around them. So when we say your battle not with flesh and blood, then our values or our attentiveness or our putting our defenses left shouldn't be anything dealing with flesh. Anything. It should be everything spiritually focused, everything godly, kingdom focused. But we'll say these things, right, and don't apply them, and you have to be real careful because, like you said, these are acronyms that we throw out there all the time, and we feel real good because they're biblically supported.
Yeah, but it's used in the wrong way, the wrong spirit. You know, it's like we'll try to use the words Jesus used without the power Jesus had. So if Jesus told Satan, "I rebuke you," guess what happened? Something moved and happened. Just because we said don't mean you don't have the same power. You might not have been at the Father's feet. You might not be in the wilderness. You might just know that's what you're supposed to say. It's almost like teaching a child the things to say to answers, the answers to questions without their heart being like yours. Who heard what I said? I'm going to say it again. It's identical to teaching a child the answers to any question, but they don't even answer it with your heart. They don't have the same power. They don't have the same wisdom. They don't have the same understanding that you have. Think about that.
They don't even understand. They can't comprehend how you even got to that conclusion.
That's right. But you done gave them the answer. See, the reason so when the disciples were ready, they were able to do greater things also because they now had his heart. They now understood when to use it. They now understood when to use power. They wasn't the same boastful young men that he met. They became men that understood. They became his friend, is what he called them. I no longer call you servants, but friends. See, when you become his friend, you know it's moments. You understand I can't manufacture nothing. It gotta be led by him to say these words. Because the words have power. But what if you gotta keep saying watch this. If you're out and you see a parent having to tell their child something 20 times, would you say that parent has power for
Absolutely
the child? Hey, look at everybody. No. Yeah.
It's frustrating to watch sometimes.
But if I say something once and my child get up and skedaddle, y'all hear what I just said? Now you say, oh, them some well-behaved kids.
They respect the power and authority.
But this is what I'm getting to, though. What I'm getting to is when we have to keep saying something over and over and over and over again, it looks ridiculous.
Correct.
And we'll find ways of why it didn't work. So if I say, in the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, I rebuke you, in the name of Jesus. It's like, bro, you're losing power the more you say it. Y'all just heard it?
That's real.
But if Jesus command and say something, and that's just what it is, that tells me I may not be in tune. There may be a disconnect if I got to keep on blabbering off. So, what moves a man? It should be the things that moved his master. That's the way the master moved is the way the man should move. The way the master speaks should be the way the man speaks. The way the master have control over situations is the way y'all getting it. But when we've given so much emotion and movement to the pointless things, you can't hear and do and see and move how the master was moving. It's impossible. But what this is what we'll do though. We'll manufacture it like we got it. Let me show y'all what manufacture. All right, let me ask a question. What does it like to manufacture something?
Put it together to make it, to fabricate it.
Put it together, make it up, fabricate it, produce it.
Yep.
Okay.
I look at it as the same thing what Derek said, but the quality starts to become less and less.
The quality becomes, I like that. So watch this. Everything that moves us, we talked about like the sports, the women and stuff like that, right? So let's start with money, right? Let's just use money. So if money moves us and you get to a point, have y'all ever watched the movie or somebody who has gotten so much money that they tired of getting money?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Oh no, never.
No, I'm saying these movies that they make and stuff, they say this person has so much money, they got to put it over here and put it over there. Where they now, it's like they're manufacturing the money now.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean. It's like now, but it has lost value in the person's life because now it's more of a game to them. Y'all got what I just said? I got so much, I can't even count it.
Right.
So when you have so much, you can't even count it. It starts to lose what?
Its value.
Value.
Oh, y'all hear where I'm about to go, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So you can even hear a rich person like, yeah, money ain't money ain't that money easy to come making right?
Mm-hmm.
But to somebody who don't have it, it's everything.
It's everything.
So we gotta always operate like the people who don't have it.
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't talking about money because I'm about to go somewhere. So just say you 18, meet the most beautiful woman you ever seen, right? But she's a nut. Nothing up top. N-U-T. Nothing up top. Who hear what I just said?
I heard you, bro. I'm with you.
So she a nut, but she she beautiful. So after the first 4
or 5 months.
season, no, the first season of enjoying, right? The first season of enjoying her physical attributes, something kicks in, and you start to lose what?
You start to use the value in how you view the outwardly appearance. Now you started getting into the meat. You're starting to get into the depth of who this person is, and boom, nothing, emptiness, pointlessness. And this is the things that you can take that woman and substitute for anything that we're putting in place of the mission.
And the longer you stay with her, the bigger the headache.
Oh, the worse it gets.
The worse it gets. You're trying to put something inside of an empty shell. It's just like a nut. It's like it's nothing up here, and I can't even put it up there. And it drives you crazy till you become a nut. So it starts to lose value. You start to lose interest, but it looks so beautiful. It moved me on the first day. It moved me for the first week. But the more I talked, I was like, dang, I gotta escape this. I gotta get away from this. Yo,
dumb as a donut.
Right? What? Ain't nothing here. Y'all getting what I'm saying now, right?
Absolutely.
So that's money, that's women, and whatever else we say, the respect, anything like that, right? That's what happens though. But watch this. On the flip side, he said, blessed are the poor.
Mhm.
Blessed is the one who can have one virtuous, one wise, right? Blessed is the one that can depend on me every day for their food, clothing, and shelter. That person is more blessed than anybody on the face of the planet.
Mhm.
The richest person on earth.
But watch what I'm about to say. That's not appealing to 99% of the planet.
Nope. Because we put no value in that.
There's no value in that.
You know, the mentality of us is, you ever heard someone say money won't buy you happiness, right? And you tell that to somebody that ain't got no money because of the value we put into it.
Right.
And we take that same mentality and reverse what we put value in. And somebody came to you and said, this mission won't make you happy. Tell it to somebody who's focused on the mission.
Come on, man.
You know, we talked about this last week. Scripture says, take up your cross daily and follow me. That's easier for a person who all they have is the cross.
It's easy. If all you got is the cross. You even used the guy David Cruz who walked from New York to Florida.
Mm-hmm. But if God is telling you to die daily, and you got money, and you got your women, and you got your cars, and your job, and all of these things,
but you're an empty shell.
you're a nut.
See, a nut. Nothing up top. You know, it's so funny that this works. It's like everything works in reverse. So everything you're attracted to right now, you got to become unattracted to it. That's how meeting God works. Everything you're attracted to now, you got to become unattracted. You got to like not even care about it no more, which is the hardest thing ever. You know how it says, what profits a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul?
Yes, sir. Matthew 16:26.
But all we want is the world. That's all we want. All we want is the world. And then watch this. The more you have accumulated in the world, Jesus gave us a great example. The harder it is going to be to follow him, unless you give it all up. And giving it all up can ruin. Watch this. Watch this before I say it. If you have chased all these things, right? What can giving up everything ruin? Let's just name some stuff.
It'll ruin your reputation. It'll ruin your status. You know what I'm saying? It will ruin your respect. How will people view you? How you feel about yourself?
What can it do with family?
Oh, it'll divide them. It'll ruin a marriage. It'll ruin a relationship between a mother and a father, and a daughter and a mother, a father and a son. Those things will destroy you because of the value that you put into these things. And these things mean the word. You ever seen someone lose it all and they're ready to lose it all? Because I don't got these things, so now, what value do I have? Stole myself out of a building. I lost my money. I lost my wife.
You know,
I'm telling you from experience. You got value in so much and it's gone. I think Bishop said this. How would you be if all of these things that you have value in, no matter what it is, God took it away?
Who are you for real? Who are you when he strip you bare like Job? Who are you for real? We probably more cursing God and dying, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, it's funny because we have whatever is moving us right now may have to be the thing that we stop moving for. I had said this statement a long time ago. I was a song I made. It was like, I ain't got money, but I got fruit. I ain't got money, but I got fruit. What? Nobody wants fruit, bro. Very few people want fruit. Even when you see the fruit that God gives you, most people still don't want it. You'll still struggle with it. Yeah. Yeah, fellas.
Real. That's real.
Or Derek. No, man, but we coming to a close on this subject now, man. I think we covered a lot. We covered a lot. It's hard to not desire what you're around. Watch this. It's impossible to not desire what you're around.
That is correct.
Everybody, I want to say it's impossible, right? To this, what you are around. But with God, wherever he puts you, all things are possible.
Amen.
Wherever God puts you, you only desire
What God got you on.
what God got you on. It's impossible though. So I just want us to know our fight. That's our fight. Just know it's impossible when you leave solitude. When you leave solitude and go back to busy, it's impossible for you to not be busy, to not be up on what's going on and moving how people moving. But with God, all things are possible. And that's what he wants. He wants to put us in places and spaces where we are moving because his spirit, those that are led, that means the spirit moving you somewhere, led by the spirit of God or sons and daughters of God. Let God paint your picture. That's right. See, we pierce ourselves with many sorrows. When we say, oh, my favorite team playing, let me give these 3 hours. We don't say it like that, right? But that's what we're saying. Oh, be quiet. Yeah, y'all can go wherever y'all go, do whatever you want, children. Who heard what I just said?
Mm-hmm.
Think about telling a 1-year-old, go do whatever you want. Because for these 3 hours, I'm locked in. How you think you ever gonna know your Father in heaven living like that? So this is the Free Man's Journey. This is the podcast, the Free Man's Journey. That's what we on that every week, every Friday night, 7 p.m. Free Man's Journey, give about an hour to it or so. So that's what we on. We want to keep bringing these topics that resonate with us, I guess you could say, in this land, because this is not the type of message that resonates everywhere. There's a big portion of the world that don't have money, the nice cars and all that kind of stuff. Most people don't even live like that. But that's what we on the Free Man's Journey. If you don't know what we're doing, we're actually building on land, getting free, all this kind of stuff, and staying free from what is it? He says stay unspotted from the world.
Mm-hmm.
That's the goal. The goal is to stay unspotted. But you're going to get spotted, right? If you're in the blender. See, the blender, nothing stands out unless you throw a big old chunk of garlic in that mug or a big old chunk of ginger. Otherwise, like, man, that tastes like some blueberries, some blackberries, some strawberries, some
You don't know what's in there.
Yeah. So be aware of what's moving you, and just be, what we have to do, bro, before we get off here, be real.
That's right.
You have to be real with yourself, because on that day,
you have no choice.
You have to be real with yourself.
Yep.
If you know you're moved by everything in this world, you got to find a way to not be moved by it. Absolutely. All right, y'all. We about to get off here. Go ahead. You had something last,
I was just want to add what you said is in a society that prides itself on being real, we have no idea what that means.
True talk. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it real. Do that, bruh. Bro, where you been, boy? Child of God, talking about you gonna send me a track, Derek.
Come on, child of God. What's up, bro?
Yeah,
Bro,
man.
come on, bro.
He be getting ghosts. Talking about he sending us a track. Got us out here famished. Got us in a famine.
Hey, what are you doing?
I don't know, cuz. All right, man. Peace, grace, and love. TikTok. Actually, YouTube and Zoom. I mean, YouTube and Facebook. We're about to get off here. We'll be a few minutes more on TikTok, but we're about to shut down YouTube and what I just say, YouTube and Facebook. All right. Until next time. Peace, grace, and love. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night. Peace. Oh, spend a lot of time with God, little time with yourself. Sit at his feet.